This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Major General Kimberly Peoples, the Commanding General of the Mississippi Valley Division, Colonel Cullen Jones, our outgoing commander, and Colonel Scotty Autin, our incoming commander, welcome to today's Change of Command ceremony. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Nathaniel Weander, Deputy Commander for the New Orleans District. This morning we bid farewell to our outgoing commander and welcome our incoming commander. Please rise for the entrance of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate the time-honored tradition of changing command. For more than 2 centuries, the Army Corps of Engineers has served the economy and people of southern Louisiana with navigation improvements, flood risk management, ecosystem stewardship, and national security. Working in this region since the Louisiana Purchase, the district's mission has been an ever-evolving task. We made possible the flatboat, later steamboat trade that gave access to the Mississippi Basin's bounty. After the Great Flood of 1927 on the Mississippi River, the Corps assumed a far larger role in flood risk management, with great works such as the Mississippi River and tributaries, and in the century's second half, the old river control structure that keeps the Mississippi on course. Today's great challenges are safe and reliable navigation, riverine and tropic weather flooding, coastal land loss. In coastal Louisiana, these 3 tasks are inextricably linked. Historic comprehensive works are now underway on coastal restoration and hurricane risk reduction that will require close coordination with state and local partners for maximum effectiveness. The Corps of Engineers also maintains and applies guidelines and criteria for the conservation of cultural resources, archaeological, historical, underwater, and architectural, as part of the implementation of all Corps active and planned projects. We maintain stewardship of federal lands relative to cultural resources, recreational use, and other values. The Corps of Engineers protects cultural resources on which civil works projects such as levees can have major impacts. In addition to protecting archaeological and historical resources, we exercise stewardship over federal lands to provide recreation and achieve other goals. Since 2022, the district has overcome numerous and unprecedented challenges, to include 3 consecutive years of extreme Mississippi River drought, rehabilitating all 17 pumps at the 3 permanent canal closure and pumps, and undertaking the 7-state Lower Mississippi River Comprehensive Management Study. The district continues to deliver one of the nation's largest civil works programs by executing over $1 billion annually. This program includes deepening the Mississippi River channel to 50 feet, constructing flood risk management projects such as the Comeet River Diversion, West Shore Lake Pontchartrain, Morganza to the Gulf, and Southwest Coastal, and paving a path forward with studies like the IH&C lock replacement, St. Tammany Parish, Amite Rivers and Tributaries, and Tangipahoa Parish flood risk management studies, as well as ensuring continued federal support for the Greater New Orleans Hurricane Storm Damage Risk Reduction System through the year 2073. Our higher headquarters, the Mississippi Valley Division, is located in Vicksburg, Mississippi, commanded by Major General Kimberly A. Peoples. The division consists of 6 districts located in St. Paul, Minnesota, Rock Island, Illinois, St. Louis, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee, Vicksburg, Mississippi, and of course, New Orleans, Louisiana. The official party for today's ceremony consists of Major General Peoples, Colonel Jones, our outgoing commander, Colonel Autin, our incoming commander, and Mr. Elsie, the Deputy District Engineer. From time immemorial, armies throughout the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victory over an enemy, to honor their heroes, to celebrate special occasions, or to pay homage to their fallen comrades. These ceremonies add color and pageantry to military life. In the United States, the foundation of our present ceremonies were laid down by the Continental Army. Today's ceremony is a reflection a procedures practiced since the dawn of our nation. Today's ceremony is derived from our Army's first manual of ceremonies, the Blue Book, written by General von Steuben. The ceremony you're about to see includes the presentation of honors, honors to the nation, the change of command, remarks, and the conclusion. We hope you all enjoy this historic event. The reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Major General Kimberly Peoples, Commanding General, Mississippi Valley Division. Our color guard is from the Louisiana Honor Guard, and our band is the 156th National Guard Band. On behalf of the soldiers, civilians, and families of the New Orleans District, red roses are now being presented to Miss Sharon Jones. The roses are in full bloom in tradition, symbolizing the appreciation of her unending support and contributions to the men and women of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, New Orleans District. She's also being presented the last personal coin of the 65th Commander of the New Orleans District. Also being presented to Miss Sharon Jones. A flower, a pink pocket knife, and a first aid kit are also being presented to Colonel Jones' daughter, Autin. A hatchet and a tourniquet are being presented to Colonel Jones' son, Jameson. Everyone goes home safe. The flowers and gifts are being presented by Miss Terry Bunch of the New Orleans District Executive Office. Yellow roses are being presented to Mrs. Barbara Autin. The flowers are not yet in full bloom, symbolizing the promise of things to come and to welcome her to the organization. A single rose is being presented to Colonel Autin's mother, stepmother, and mother-in-law. The flowers are being presented by Mr. Chris Leonard of the New Orleans District Executive Office.
Sir, the colors of the president. See the post. Order. Arms. Left forward. Mark. Breathing. Arms. Breathe back. Huh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner quiet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Soon after Jesus rose from the dead, while it was still dark, he took his 11 remaining apostles and he brought them to the side of the Sea of Tiberias, and he sat them there and lit a little breakfast fire. He looked at Peter and he said, "Peter, do you love me?" Knowing that just before his death, he denied even knowing him, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And Peter looked at Jesus embarrassed and he said, "Lord, you know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Then he looked at Peter yet again. And he said, "Peter, do you really love me?" Now Peter, a bit embarrassed yet again, now growing a bit annoyed, "Lord, you know that I love you." Peter, "Tend to my sheep." And then a 3rd time he looked at Peter, and you can picture him looking at him eye to eye. Peter concerned, mortified, and Jesus says, "Peter, do you really love me?" "Lord, you know that I love you." "Peter, feed my sheep." Today, sisters and brothers, we gather to ask God's blessing upon the men and women of our armed forces and their families and all those who work with them and support them. Men and women who have given so much for the service of their brothers and sisters. We ask, Lord, that today, during this change of command, you bless their families especially for the love which they have demonstrated, the sacrifices which they daily demonstrate, showing you, Lord, that they do take the gospel message seriously. They do love you, and they serve you, and they show it. May God bless us all. May God bless us in his name, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Please be seated.
The change of command is a simple traditional event that is rich with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the unit's colors. These colors represent not only the lineage and honors of the unit, but the loyalty and unity of his soldiers and civilians. The colors are the commander's symbol of authority and represent his responsibilities to the organization. Wherever the commander is, there also are the colors. Throughout history, commanders have ensured their unit flags were carried by one of their most trusted officers. This practice was used in the United States Army until 1813, when the regulations were changed, and the flag was entrusted to a color sergeant or sergeant's major. The district commander selects one of their most trusted civilian advisors to perform the honors. Today, Mr. Durand-Elzy carries out this honored role. This is the transfer of authority from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander. Because of the reverence the commanders feel towards the colors, it is kept over their left breast during the transfer. The passing of the colors demonstrates to the soldiers and civilians of the organization the old commander has passed the mantle of leadership to the new commander. With this also passes the loyalty of the workforce to their new commander. Mr. Durand Elzy, as the keeper of the colors, passes the colors to Colonel Cullen A. Jones, the outgoing commander, for the last time. Colonel Cullen Jones passes the colors to the division commander, Major General Kimberly Peoples, relinquishing command of the New Orleans District. Major General Kimberly Peoples passes the colors to Colonel Scotty Autin, transferring command of the New Orleans District. By authority of Army Regulation 600-20, paragraph 2-5, the undersigned assumes command of the New Orleans District, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Signed this day, Scotty M. Autin, Colonel, Engineer, Commanding. Colonel Autin now returns the colors to Mr. Durand Elzy, charging him with the maintenance of this symbol of command. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Kimberly Peoples, Commanding General, Mississippi Valley Division.
What a day. What a moment. That's it. So this is our third change of command in the Mississippi Valley Division this summer. Very simple ceremony, but for me, very, very personal. I want to thank all the representatives and distinguished guests that are here with us today. Partners, teammates, friends, assembled here or watching online, I want to thank you. Thank you for showing up for these amazing Army families. Thank you for showing up for this storied district, for the Army Corps of Engineers' most valuable division, and for the United States Army Corps of Engineers having just celebrated 250 years in service to our great nation this past June. With your presence today, it's truly a family affair. And I'm not just talking about the Autin family reunion we're hosting, filling 2 of the 3 seating sections with Terrebonne Parish alone. Today feels less like a ceremony, actually, and more like a Louisiana-style coup de main. A coordinated show of support with everyone pitching in to lend a hand the Louisiana way. My French is rusty, so I apologize for that. But kidding aside, we truly appreciate you making today a priority, and it matters. It matters because New Orleans, I almost wanted to say New Orleans, almost went to my northern routes, but New Orleans and the Mississippi River are key terrain, critical elements of our national power, always have been, always will be. We are one team, and today we assemble with great humility on the shoulders of giants, and we gather together. General Odierno, one of these giants, he said, "The strength of our nation is our army. The strength of our army is our soldier. The strength of our soldier is our family. That's what makes us Army strong." I could not agree more, and today I have the privilege of introducing 2 prime examples, the Jones family and the Autin family. Colonel Jones met Sharon while teaching, he at West Point, she in her hometown in Connecticut. Sharon was encouraged by her parents to at least take a tour of West Point while seeing him, and after a romantic night in New York City and not Times Square, the rest was history. Sharon was initiated into the operational Army the hard way. Their first move, Fort Campbell, Kentucky. On day 1, Cullen learned he was deploying to Afghanistan, and they found out Sharon was expecting their firstborn. Cullen didn't meet his son until Jameson was 3 months old. Army life requires sacrifice, grit, patience, and a whole lot of love, and that's the Jones family. Sharon is a gifted teacher, elementary education, reading, special ed, and even homeschooled their children right here in New Orleans. She starts her next chapter in Virginia next week. In that classroom, Sharon will be very blessed. She also supports the Engineer Regiment, the Officer Spouses Club of New Orleans, and Holy Name of Mary Parish, just to name a few. She's warm, welcoming, and leads by example, a forever friend who loves her children and husband above all. And she's fostered more animals than I can count, including a goose. Sharon, you inspire us all. Jameson is 10. He is in Cub Scouts, a chess player, camper, pianist, trombonist, I think I have that right, and now a runner with his own 50-day fitness plan, even completed the 5K mud run. Very impressive. Autin, also a scout. She's a chess expert, artist, singer, budding naturalist. I hear she even has her eye on a pink pocket knife, which she might have just gotten. I want one of those too. So thank you both for supporting your dad, for bringing joy to this community. You will always have a home here in the Valley. Cullen's father, Senior Master Sergeant retired Clifford Jones, a Vietnam Tet Offensive warrior and aircraft mechanic. He's joining us today online. Hello, shout out. He instilled discipline, service, and strength in you, Cullen. And I want to thank your dad, Senior Master Sergeant Jones. Cullen's mother, Carmela Jones, was a foundational influence in Cullen's life and family. She's here today with us, Cullen, with a big, proud smile. Sharon's parents, Ken and Sue Kilcourse, Cullen's siblings, are also joining us online. Let's give a round of applause to Team Jones. Now let's recognize and welcome Team Autin. Scotty and Barbara are West Point classmates, both engineers, and met for the first time at Fort Leonard Wood in their basic course. She was top of the class. He says he was not. While deployed separately in Iraq in 2003, something like Scotty got her attention by cadet borrowing her bulldozer. This move led to a proposal. She said yes. They got married. They went to Korea. The rest is history. It's a great story. Ask him about it. Barbara, too, had an impressive engineer and Army career. She left active duty to raise her family. She taught at West Point, co-authored papers on counterterrorism, volunteered with the Veterans Media Organization, and now advises companies like Lionsgate and HBO as a script consultant. Just amazing. She's kind, courageous, cares about her family and her community, and her proudest accomplishment, their 3 children. Trent, entering Jesuit as a junior, a wrestler, a chess player, a baker, and a magician. Carolyn, starting at McGahee, singer, artist, gardener, puffin enthusiast. And Ryan, headed to Christian Brothers for the 5th grade, big personality, loves sports, chess, and many, many other things. Trent, Carolyn, Ryan, thank you all for moving again, for supporting your dad in this new adventure, and welcome home. Scotty's lineage is rich in Louisiana history. A 9 times great-grandfather fought the British in Quebec and then settled in Louisiana. A great-grandfather led the Houma chapter Chamber of Commerce and helped fund the Houma Navigation Canal. On his mother's side, the Pellegrins go back to the 1780s. His family fought in the War of 1812 and helped settle South Terrebonne. Barbara's side also brings a proud legacy. Lieutenant Colonel retired and Bob Antis and Sue joined from Chesapeake, Virginia. Her grandfather, Colonel Clark Martin, West Point class of 1950, served in Korea and Vietnam. And so many family members, classmates, and friends online. I want to welcome you today. Let's give a round of applause to Team Autin. Okay, Colin, it's your turn. The Chief of Engineers sent one of our very best, the regiment's most talented officer, to New Orleans in Colonel Cullen Jones. West Point, MIT, Ranger, warrior, professor, combat tested, artist, hero, academic, friend, and brother. With Sharon by his side, he had it all, except one thing: boots on the ground, Louisiana and Mississippi Valley Division experience. So Cullen got to work. He listened, and he asked, he read, he engaged, and then he listened some more. Where he had gaps, he trusted his team. He communicated, and then he communicated again. Cullen built relationships, as is evident by all of you being here today. You invested in people first, Cullen. Perhaps you received a written note from him in the past. Cullen saw the issues firsthand, he engineered, he pushed for excellence, and he never lost focus on the mission. Example one, the fight to mitigate saltwater intrusion. Cullen led one of the Corps' largest and most complex portfolios, over $1 billion annually, with urgency and humility. And now he's got the boots on the ground, crucible tested, Louisiana experience, and we are all better for it. The next generation is better for it. He made meaningful change. His accomplishments are too many to list, and this ceremony is outdoors. I recognize some of you are in the sun, but let's just say he never stopped working. From Comey to Southwest Coastal, West Shore to AMEET, IH&C to Grand Isle, MR&T to GIWW, just to name a few, Cullen carried the load. He was relentless. He ensured no community, no stakeholder, no commitment was left behind. And I want to thank you, Cullen, for making us all better, for stretching the team, for getting the engineering, the business, and delivery right, for saying the hard things, for pushing problems to the right level of authority and getting them solved. We made a great team. We're going to miss you in the Valley. Job very well done. Godspeed at the Office of the Chief of Engineers, and may you find time to breathe between unpacking and the long trip, and for a while without your phone. Wade cum Deo, go with God. So as we bid farewell to one heroic leader, we welcome another. Colonel Scotty Autin from Houma, Louisiana, he's home. He began his career at Fort Hood like I did. He's deployed and commanded and served in USACE. He recently commanded the 37th Brigade Engineer Battalion, 82nd Airborne, and you may have heard, we are the 82nd Airborne Division of the River. He also had a nice stint in the Netherlands. He has degrees from West Point, Columbia, National Defense University, a love for Louisiana, for family, for nation, and for mission accomplishment. He is the right leader at the right time. And he's going to teach us Northerners how to catch redfish, go crabbing, and make proper gumbo. I'm looking forward to it. Scotty and Barbara, I want to thank you for saying yes. There will be great days ahead and tough one too. Know that John and I are here for you. To the district, to the team, the New Orleans district, you are extraordinary. You're responsible for a region that drains 41% of the continental United States, past this very spot and past Morgan City, which connects the heartland to the world and houses one of the Earth's most diverse ecosystems. You've been activated 17 of the last 24 months in emergency response facing high water, low water, and multiple hurricane seasons. And yet you still deliver at a high level every single day. It's what we do. But it's not actually what you do that sets this district apart. It is who you are. Your character and your resilience, your service. You ask how high when others hesitate. You raise the bar for us all. You do not need the spotlight because your results speak for themselves. And to each of you, past and present, thank you for being good partners and good teammates and good people in service to America and never being satisfied because there's so much more to do. Support your new commander the way you supported Colonel Jones, and I know you will. To the 156th National Guard Band, thank you for being here. And how about that national anthem? Round of applause for these talented experts. The Louisiana Honor Guard is here supporting us today, and they look sharp as ever. Thank you. Father, your words grounded us, and may God continue to be our guide. To the executive office, logisticians, public affairs professionals, operators, IT experts, you all make this look easy. To Duran and Nate, just awesome. Thank you. And to our congressional representatives, our tribal, our federal, state, levy boards, locals, industry, NGO partners, we are one team, united. This river binds us from Lake Itasca to the head of passes, and while I'm in command, we will work every day to earn and keep your trust. Your urgency is ours, and we stand shoulder to shoulder today and always. May God bless our nation and our military as we fight and win our nation's wars and engineer for the common good. Happy 250th birthday to the Army and to the U.S. Army Engineer Regiment. Let's together be all that we can be, building strong Essayons. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Cullen A. Jones, the former commander of the New Orleans District.
Well, good morning, everybody. Major General people, honored guests, teammates, family, and friends. Welcome to a beautiful, balmy July morning here on the beautiful Mississippi. I could not think of a better way to spend it than outdoors under 3 inches of wool. But as I look at this incredible gathering of teammates, families, and friends, I'm reminded of a bit of sage advice, as you heard from my father, Senior Master Sergeant Jones. He told me once, Cullen, never forget, at a change of command, the outgoing commander is kind of like a corpse at an Irish wake. You're not expected to say much, but you're still necessary for the occasion. So with that being said, I'm going to keep my remarks short and focused on what matters most, all of you. Major General Peoples, thank you for the honor of serving as one of your commanders within the Mississippi Valley Division and with the mighty New Orleans District. Your mentorship, steady guidance, and most impressive, your near infinite patience with me has meant the world. It is a privilege to have you here today. I also want to recognize that ceremonies like this don't just happen on their own, and they literally take an army to make them happen. I want to thank the exceptional team that made this such a wonderful and memorable event. Of course, we've got Amanda Jones, Liz Holloway, and Terry Bunch in our executive office. You are the engine that drives that office. Of course, for Colonel Nate Leander, thank you very much for lending your dulcet tones as narrator today. The phenomenal Army Band, and along with Shay, singing our wonderful national anthem. And all the teammates behind the scenes, your dedication made this day not just possible, but as I said, meaningful. So Father John, thank you for being with us today and offering your blessing. Your leadership at Holy Name of Mary has been an important part of our family's time in Louisiana, and we are deeply grateful. To my leaders and mentors, thank you. I stand here today because of you. Your wisdom, candor, and encouragement shaped the leader that I've become. Leaders such as Lieutenant General Spellman and Sedemany, Major Generals Hollins, Colleton, Toy, Walsh, Benchoff, Highcamp, Phillips, Brigadier Generals Ressler, Hannon, Lloyd, and a whole council of colonels such as O'Hare, Smith, Brown, Aguilar, and Rob Cannell. As I've said before, I've had a lot of adult supervision that's enabled me to move. You've trusted me, guided me, and allowed me space to grow, and I am forever thankful. And now to the true hero of this journey, my wife, Sharon. You've been by my side since I tricked you into marrying me at West Point. I try to say, hey, this is the Army life, West Point, beautiful campus. But as such, since then, she shared this incredible adventure filled with moves, missions, and milestones. You are my anchor, my partner, and my very best friend. Thank you for your love, your grace, your patience, and your strength. None of this happens without you. To Arden Jameson, you've only known the Army life, and you've handled it with more resilience and grace than I could ever ask. You're heading into your 6th and 7th moves and counting, and yet you always show up with strength, heart, and curiosity. You inspire me daily, and I love you both deeply. And I always love how you never forget to do your best and be prepared always. To my family, you taught me the foundation of service and leadership long before the Army did. Dad, I know you wanted to be here today, but please know I am here because of you. Thank you for showing me that actions speak louder than words, and that tough times don't last, but tough men do. Can do, will do. Mom, though you're no longer with us, your love and spiritual strength guide us still. You are deeply missed and eternally cherished. And now to my USACE family, from the headquarters in DC to the Great Lakes, Northwest, and now here in the Mississippi Valley Division. Thank you for lifting me up and allowing me to serve alongside you. To my fellow district commanders, Eric, Matt, Jess, Aaron, Kevin, Andy, Brian, John, Chris, and Jeremiah, what a journey along the mighty Mississippi from the headwaters to head of pass. Thank you for your leadership, counsel, and camaraderie. And to the entire New Orleans district. This is the best team in the Corps. That's not partiality, that's just pure, unashamed bias. It has been my greatest honor to serve alongside you during my Army career. Thank you. You deliver for this region and this nation every day. And you do so with excellence, integrity, and quiet, relentless drive. To the corporate board, those senior leaders here that bring the institutional wisdom to the district and are their heart, I cannot thank you enough for your partnership. Teammates such as Mike Stack within the Operations Division, leading one of the largest inland waterways programs within the Corps of Engineers effectively. To our emergency management team with Heath Jones and Michael Creeley, dealing with everything ranging from high water, low water, no water, salt water, tropical events, you name it. And when they're not doing it there, they're moving to other locations to the sound of crisis and supporting. To our amazing construction division led by Stuart Waits, who turns our plans into reality within concrete, steel, and soil. And our engineering division led by Dr. Chris Dunn, who gets the engineering right, developing those innovative solutions for the nation's toughest challenges. And then, of course, with the resource management, Frank DeBoer, who keeps the money flowing so these solutions can become a reality, but at the same time ensuring that the working kind credit by our teammates are accounted for so we can move forward together. Within real estate, everything starts and ends with real estate, and teammates such as Judy Gutierrez and Todd Clark have ensured that we are on the right ground, building the right things. Within regulatory, probably one of the most complex missions given the fact that South Louisiana is primarily all wetlands, the amazing work by our teammates such as Martin Mayer and Brad Carisco ensuring that. And then with our planning team led by then Troy Constance and now Jennifer Vidito, ensuring that we're getting the planning and environmental right to deliver these critical projects. Within Office of Counsel, teammates such as David Dyer and Treva have enabled us to move forward within our legal range fan, but at the same time pushing policy so that we can deliver for our partners together. And then with the contracting, Cindy Hall and Sean McAfee that have enabled us to work with our industry partners to deliver consistently for South Louisiana. Within the executive office, I cannot thank this for that engine that drives this organization, led by our amazing Chief of Staff, Amanda Jones, our Executive Assistant, Liz Holloway, our DPM Secretary, Ms. Terry Bunch, and then the Commander's Secretary, which is such a vigorous position, required multiple teammates going through, such as Amanda Shepard, Jessica Baggett, Lindsay Gerstner, and Chris Leonard. Of course, our amazing Deputy DPM, Vic Landry, and then a great shout out to both of the deputy commanders that served alongside me. You ran the district, enabled me to serve as the commander, and I'll be forever thankful to both Lieutenant Colonel Dave Cox and, of course, Lieutenant Colonel Nate Wander. And then, last but definitely not least, a special note of thanks to the guidance, mentorship, and support of our deputy district engineers who enabled the commander to lead and the district to deliver. And that is, of course, the illustrious Mark Wingate, and then now, Duron Elsie. So let's give a round of applause for these amazing teammates. But it is very important to note that the New Orleans District success is inextricably linked to our relationships with our partners, many of whom have joined us here today, such as those from the Coastal Protection and Restoration Authority. Greatly appreciate Chairman Gordy Dove's partnership, early morning calls as we work through to deliver this massive program together. Of course, the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development with now Secretary Glenn Leday and Council Joe Donahue. Appreciate working with you as we tried to recreate the Arkansas River with the Comeet River diversion. Within GOSEP, of course, we got JT and then now Brigadier General Lafous as we are prepared to be ready and have a plan together in the event an event strikes. With the Flood Protection Authority, East and West, amazing work here as we designed the Hurricane Storm Damage Risk Reduction System to ensure that is ready and reliable. Sewage and Water Board, teammates such as Ghassan Korban, Steve Nelson, and Ron Spooner, and then of course all the parishes and levee districts, and teammates such as Monica Gorman and Suzanne Krieger, as we work together to deliver these solutions for everyone. To the communities, thank you for welcoming us as a part of your families, such as Algier Point and Federal City. They want to make me sure to say West Bank, Blessed Bank, as we go through there. Of course, the Holy Name of Mary Church that I talked about, the Mighty Willow School just down the street with their phenomenal PAC and Troop 56. And then most importantly, the people of Louisiana. You inspire me daily with your resilience, drive, and dedication to your home and your culture. As my 102-year-old World War II glider pilot grandfather would say, you're all harder than petrified woodpecker lips. And it is amazing what together we have taken on with the nation's toughest challenges and some of the greatest achievements here in South Louisiana, as you heard from Colonel Leander and General Peoples. Realizing the largest civil works program within a district within the Corps here, a third of our civil works program resides in South Louisiana. Maintaining the first and third inland waterways within the nation, supporting 5 of the nation's top 15 ports, connecting our vibrant economy to the globe. Projects such as West Shore Lake Pontchartrain Hurricane Storm Damage Risk Reduction System, where we integrated it into the Maurepas River Reintroduction Project from CPRA, showing that we can work together to deliver both risk reduction and environmental preservation. Amazing. Other areas I could talk to the Comeet River diversion, where we were recreating the Arkansas River to buy down risk for over 700,000 residents. St. Tammany Parish, the largest authorization in the recent WRDA, $5.9 billion to buy down risk for those communities in St. Tammany Parish. Absolutely amazing. The list goes on and on and on. From Old River Control Complex to the Gulf of America, from heel to toe, this district is working alongside our partners through active construction projects or studies to buy down risk for life, property, and prosperity for our fellow citizens. What a noble endeavor. And it has been one of my greatest honors to work alongside all of you. And it's also amazing to imagine what we've also overcame during this time. When the New Orleans District was not facing crisis at home, their expertise was sent abroad. Early on in my tenure, I got to see that in action, where they sent our experts to the Kissimmee Chain of Lakes after Hurricane Ian in Florida, and they reversed them to buy down flood risk for those citizens. And then later on, after Hurricane Helene impacted Western North Carolina, we saw our team of experts go up there bringing South Louisiana know-how, showing them how they can turn muddy water into clean, drinkable product for those citizens impacted in Western North Carolina. Absolutely amazing. And at home, as you heard, taking on saltwater intrusion in 22, then in 23, and then yet again in 24, mitigating that from the Gulf of America at the bleeding edge of engineering. Then Hurricane Francine in 2024, that Category 2 event showed us the value and resiliency of these systems and the need to continue and invest and improve on them. And then, of course, high water in 2025, almost hitting our triggers, but once again showing the reliability and usefulness as we buy down risk together. So today, it is my great honor to welcome Colonel Scotty Autin, his wife Barbara, and their children, Trent, Carolyn, and Ryan, back to his home state. Scotty, your experience, drive, and devotion to the regiment and the Corps are exactly what South Louisiana needs. The New Orleans team is ready for your leadership, and I know you will lead them with excellence. As you can imagine, today is a bittersweet for Sharon, me, and our family. Saying farewell to the district is hard, but we do so with full hearts and tremendous pride in having been a part of this amazing team. On behalf of Team Jones, thank you. Thank you for your friendship, support, and your faith. May God bless you and your families. May He protect Louisiana, those who serve, those loved ones who wait for them. May He bless the United States Army Corps of Engineers and all that you do for this nation. And may God bless the United States of America. This is the 65th Commander and District Engineer of the mighty New Orleans District signing off. Essians, this will defend. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Scotty M. Autin, the 66th Commander of the New Orleans District.
Major General Peoples, honored guests, teammates, family, and friends, thank you all for joining us here today. First and foremost, I would like to thank God, for it's through Him that all this is possible. And I said a prayer last night to God, please give me 2 hours. No rain, not too hot. And so I appreciate Him listening, but also reminding us that Mother Nature is truly in charge here with this nice, gentle reminder throughout the entire ceremony. So thank you for bearing with us. I want to recognize the fantastic team that put all this together. The hard work and dedication of the entire New Orleans District is so well known for is showcased here today in this ceremony. And likewise, a special thanks to the Louisiana National Guard Band and Color Guard. Your grace and professionalism humbles us. Thank you for bringing such a nice touch of class to the ceremony. Major General Peoples, Lieutenant General Graham, thank you for the opportunity to join the Mississippi Valley Division and the chance to command in such a remarkable district. And to Colonel Cullen Jones, incredible work. You shine as a leader, as a teammate, and a fellow paratrooper. Thank you for your steadfast devotion to all of South Louisiana and what has been one of the best Army transitions I've ever received in my entire career. And Sharon, thank you. We appreciate all the time you took answering our many questions, and your help has made this transition so much easier. To my wife, Barbara, thank you for everything. As we embark on our 14th move, you've continued to serve as the bedrock for this family. You continue to be my best friend and the love of my life. And General Peoples, everyone knows that Fort Leonard Wood is by far the most romantic of all Army posts. So thank you. To my kids, Trent, Carolyn, and Ryan, buckle up and get ready for some great food, some thrilling football, pterodactyl mosquitoes, and redefining your definition of hot and humid. You're going to have a great time here. To the host of family and friends who are present here today, thank you so much. Most have traveled great distances to be here, and your presence here is so humbling. As you mentioned, ma'am, this may be the first Army change of command ceremony that doubles as a family reunion. And so don't be surprised if a Pedro game breaks out following the ceremony. Sorry, Lafourche Paris, cutthroat rules only. To the incredible New Orleans District personnel, what a great reputation. I'm deeply humbled and excited to learn about each of you and the projects. I hold true that working for the Corps of Engineers offers its employees meaningful work, good people to do it with, and balance in your life. And nowhere is that more evident than right here in this district. It's my obligation to you that I will lead with genuine curiosity, commitment, and pride in each of you and what you have accomplished and what you will continue to accomplish. To our state, parish, local, tribe, and industry partners, a very quick background on me. I love Louisiana. My family's lived in South Louisiana since before the founding of the United States, and they continue to live here today. 275 years ago, in 1750, Benjamin Autin, at only 16 years of age, boarded a canoe in Revere in Nova Scotia. He crossed the Great Lakes and paddled all the way down the Mississippi. And he landed 20 miles west of this very spot. And he started the long lineage of Autins that continue to this day. And it's a heritage that includes LeBlancs, Estes, Domingues, and Pellegrins, with each of those families deeply relying on the land of South Louisiana and the waters of the Mississippi. My great-great-grandfather Gibson Autin was a small business owner in Houma, Thibodeau, and had the honor of being the first president of the Homer Chamber of Commerce. It was in this role that he and fellow businessmen fought tooth and nail to get the authorization for the Houma Navigation Channel. Sometimes, maybe, going around the Corps of Engineers to get it done. It's that exact same navigation channel that my grandfather would take his shrimp boat, named Norma Jean after my grandmother, and travel out to the Gulf, from Dulac to the Gulf of Mexico, to make a living for my mother and her siblings. And so I tell you that to let it be known, when I say that South Louisiana has made me everything that I am, I'm genuine in that assertion. I'm deeply committed to building a relationship with each of you and delivering the incredible program of the district. Throughout my Army career, I was often asked, where are you from? And usually it was because of my weirdly pronounced last name. Now, I've come to realize in New Orleans, where are you from means what high school did you go to? But the rest of the world, where are you from means, where is your extended family? Where is your heart? And where is your culture? And so my heart pumps purple and gold and a little bit of gumbo. And I look forward to saying that I am home and my family is home. And we are honored and proud to be here. I look forward to working with each of you as we solve complex problems facing our nation and the South Louisiana region. Thank you all. Essayons, building strong, go Army, go Tigers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the singing of the Engineer and Army songs. The words are located in your program insert.
Tired of colors?
I'll do it from a Lafourche Parish guy. I think it's great to have someone from our Lafourche and Terrebonne region to be leading the Corps of Engineers. It's such an important part of what we do every day living on the coast, to have ports, to have waterways, to have levee systems. Someone who knows it, who's lived it, who, as he said, it's in his blood. It's such an honor to be here today, and it's going to be an honor to work with him the next 3 years.
Well, not only is he from this area, but his great-great-grandfather was on the original Terrebonne Navigation Coalition, and they were the ones that pushed to dig the Houma Navigation Canal initially. So to have him follow in those footsteps and arrive at this position to help us finally complete the deepening of the Houma Navigation Canal of 5 additional feet. And I think we couldn't have hit a better home run than having him as the colonel.
We've had in the Bayou region over the years what I'll call an interesting relationship with the Corps of Engineers. We had some great experiences with Colonel Cullen Jones under his command, but to have someone who was born and raised in the Bayou region taking over command of the New Orleans district of the Corps of Engineers, it'll just mean something different. So we're excited to get to work.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.